I want to show you this product I've been using on my structured wiring cable installation, which has really been helping me keep things organized a lot better than I would have, if I didn't have this. This is a Rite Wrap, Rite-On self-laminating wire and cable markers from ZipTape, and it's the same type of wraparound wire markers you'll find other places. A lot of them you'll need a special label printer that's really expensive, but they do a great job for data cables. And what you have is this little white area here where you write on, and you can just write on with a pen. I'm using a Sharpie, and then the label extends a little bit past that so that it wraps a clear protective coating around the cable. You're doing a large installation. Normally you wouldn't care what, as you're running cables, you don't care what cable's what. After you punch down your patch panels, after you punch down your wall jacks, you'll basically test each port to see where it goes, and then you'll label each wall jack with the port number it's on. I think it's a little nicer to have things a little more organized so that, let's say, all my cables in one room, like all my living room cables, are in the same area of my patch panel, so that there's a little bit of order to things. And for a small installation, like for a home, for a residential application, where you're doing it yourself and time isn't that much of a factor because you do a little here and there, I think it's nice to have things be a little neater. So what I do is, as I run cables, I'll label both ends. Well, obviously I'll label the first end, and then on each pull box, I'll write down what the current label is, what that wire is going to. So let's say I'm running cables to my living room to wall jack A. What I'll do here is I'll just write LR for living room. And I have horrible handwriting, which is even worse when I'm trying to make a video and I can't see what I'm doing. So I have living room, wall jack A, and this Sharpie is dying, and 1 for cable 1. So for each wall jack, I'm having 2 Ethernet cables run. So I want to be able to identify each one so I can put them in order on my patch panel. And once you have that written out, you'll grab the excess paper backing on the back, and I'll do this slowly so you can see, and you pull it, label starts to peel off the backing, and I'll grab some Cat 5 cable, and then you'll place the label, the tip of the label there, and just wrap the rest off, and you can see that there's a white part, and now I'm just rolling on that clear protective part, which goes over the writing. And what this does is it keeps the part you wrote on from smudging. If it gets wet, it won't smear. It's weatherproof, and you can use these on Cat 5e, Cat 6, coax. It'll work fine on those. And if you want to use these as permanent labels and you have nicer handwriting than mine, then you can do that, or more patience maybe. But I'm doing these just temporarily, so as I run cables, I have these coming out of the jack, so I know if I have 2 cables, I know 1 and 2. At my patch panel, where I have the excess on that end, after I cut them out of the pull box, like I said, I write down on the other end of this, on the pull box, I'm going to just write down on the top of the box LRA1, so I know that's where the other end of the cable is. And when I'm done pulling the cables, I'll cut off each box, wrap it with the corresponding label, and then scratch off what I have in the box, get it ready for the next one. So when I'm running 2 Cat 5e cables to a wall jack, I'll know which one is 1, which one is 2, which room they go to, and then, they're going to stay on, near my patch panel for a few days until I get all the cables run, maybe a little bit longer, and I actually start to punch them down into the patch panel. And by then, I'm not going to punch them down one at a time. I want to get all the cables run first, and then I'm going to start punching them down. And what I'll do is I'll cut off the cable, strip it down, and cut it to length so I can patch it down. And I won't, I'll know where each cable goes, so I can lay them out on the patch panel in a little more organized method. It's not necessary, but I think it looks neater, and it's nice to have, in your home where you can take the time to do it. Anyway, these are really nice from ZipTape. They're not too expensive. You can get them on Amazon. They also make laser printable labels with the same format where you could write off, you'll print on the white part and then it wraps around. And I'll be using those once I get everything punched down. But as I'm just running things quickly, just write it down, wrap it up, pull it up, and I know what cable is what.